Hello class, in this example we're going to read a file. Remember this good old file where I have a first name, a last name, and a salary. It is 3 fields separated by commas. I have 1 record, 2 record, 3, 4, and 5 records. And what this code is going to do is read this file, parse or extract, also called slicing, out each of these 3 fields, and then we're going to create a chart. And so it's reading files, it's strings, and it's charting. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you've installed the matplotlib and import it at the top. Here's the main. Here is a get data type function, and here is a read data from file function. And down below, which I hope you can see, is a call to the main. So the program drops down, sees the main, comes back up here. And the first thing it does is it calls this function whose primary purpose is to take this data and return 2 lists. One with the person's first name, so you'd get a list that would have Brian, Moose, Daniel, Joseph, and Brad. That goes here. And a list of their individual salaries. That goes here. Then what we do is we take their names and we take their salaries and we create a bar chart. We add the title. We do true and we show it, and if you run the program, which I have done, you will see, now of course it's not going to work, so I'm going to do a run and it builds this chart. So what I'm going to do is minimize that. So what happens is this file gets read, and notice we have the names Brian, Moose, Daniel, Joseph, and Brad in the order it's read. Here's their salary, and we build a chart, bar chart based off of it. So it takes 2 lists. It takes a list for the x-axis and a salary for the y-axis, and we call the plotlib, notice I abbreviate PLT, bar. To create it, we pass in the names along the bottom, and that's a list, and a list of salaries that go up this way. Then we put the title in here. We say show the grid lines and show it. So this is how the code works. The trick is, how does this function build these lists? So let's go look. And we're going to go down a little more. And what happens is, this is where we're going to need the data. So let's pull in the data. Perfect. All right. So we have 3 lists. 1 for the first name fields, 1 for the second last name fields, and 1 for the salary. So right here I have 3 lists. And we open this file for reading. Remember back from, I forgot, several chapters ago. This is the file we want to read, which is right here, and we want to open it for read input. So we read in the first line, which is this. We strip out the new line character, which is right here. You can't see it, but it's right here. And then remember this code? It goes through and slices. It looks for commas. I have another video that explains this in detail. But what happens is we have a while loop, and we keep processing till there is no more data. And I'm going to actually add another name in here. We're going to put in Lorraine, comma, Marie, and then we're going to put in a salary of, say, $72,000. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to run it right before I go. And you see the loop will go one more time because we have another value in here. What it does, it looks for the first comma, and it finds the end position. So it searches from here to here, finds the comma, and then what we do is we slice from here up to the comma. That's what this line of code is doing. And it doesn't include the comma, but it gets Brian. Brian is put into the list. We add 1 to the end, and it brings over to here. And what this code does, right here, it searches for the next comma, which it finds here. And our code is going to, right here, is going to extract from the begin, which is from the C in Candido, up to, but not including the comma there, and we put that into the last name. We add Candido to the S last name from file. And then down here, we find that dollar amount, and we actually will parse from, so we take the comma value that was here, add 1 to it, and we go to the end. We call this function, passing in the salary, and if it returns back as an int or float, we convert it to a float, and then I add to the list, and it keeps processing. It is that easy. So notice, remember I added Lorraine Marie. Let me hit save. I'm going to come over here, and we're going to run it, and everything goes smoothly. We will see Lorraine added to the graph.